I am here with a photographer who's won Grammys for his work, Dre Newman, to talk about the reopening of Beyond Hello. It's a dispensary in Palm Springs that right now is featuring an exhibit of your work. So this sounds like, and you're involved in the business as well as the exhibit.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So I got involved with Beyond Hello, which is a cannabis dispensary chain, mainly East Coast focused, but we have stores in California, and I'm responsible for the creative in it, and as well the store design. So this was always my dream to be in a place like that, and now I could create actually not only like my images in there from the desert, which I love, as well as I was part of designing the experience of the dispensary Beyond Hello.
And making it a really customer-focused experience and a really interesting place to go. Let's talk about your photography. And so you won your Grammy in 2020, is that correct?
2020.
So tell me about that. And there was no ceremony, but tell me about the work that won the Grammy and how that came about.
Yeah, that's super cool, and it's related to the desert. I'm very proud of it. It's a project I joined with Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, which is a resident here, comes from the desert here. Pretty big band, and he does every 5 years he does this art project. He calls Desert Sessions. And Desert Sessions, I went out with him, and we had a lot of artists there. We had like CC Top on it, like Arctic Monkeys, and like lots of artists he brings in and collaborates with. And I was brought in as the visual collaborator, which I do as well with the Queens of the Stone Age. And it's really like it was an art project, defined an art project. It was not a commercial project at first, and we followed through. And then one day I was in Chicago on some travel, and I didn't even know we had it nominated. And I look at my text, and Desert Sessions won the Grammy for Best Artwork, Album Design, and Photography, which was fantastic. But it was a huge collaboration, and the credit goes really to like Josh Homme, who is like the mastermind of it. And he's from here, from Palm Springs, right?
Well, congratulations on that. And that is a fascinating collaboration. But you've been a photographer in the rock and roll industry for a while.
Yes.
What drew you to that? Kind of tell me how you got involved in that way.
My background is advertising, and I was always looking for, as well, films and commercials. So I always looking for, photography was always my passion. And I did my first real book in 2015, which is called Lucha, a tribute to Lucha. It's like about luchadores, Mexican luchadores, which was spotted by Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. And he was even the first purchaser of my large edition book, which is like thousands of dollars. He bought 2 of them. And then we met, and one day he called me, man, like, I want to collaborate with you. Come to the desert, and I have Iggy and the boys there. So Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop, yes.
And this was my first big shoot with them. So before I did more commercial work and more like, even hip hop, Lenny Kravitz and people like that. But this was my first endeavor in the rock and roll world, and this is really like took off. It was what I was looking for, and I focused into that genre. Meanwhile, I did the last Foo Fighters album with Dave Grohl, and did Arctic Monkeys, and Desert Sessions was obviously the greatest. It was such a great collaboration.
Well, if you would like to see Dre's work and experience the design aspect of his work, you can head to Beyond Hello in Palm Springs. It's on Ramon Road. And they're open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can call them at 760-325-5708. And the exhibit just recently opened, and it's going to be in place for a while, so you have an opportunity to see Dre Newman and his artwork, which is much of it based right here in the desert, and it's a really interesting, fascinating exhibit. And we really appreciate you taking the time to come on.
Thank you. And it's featuring the beautiful, like, not rock and roll imagery, it's featuring like the landscape of the desert, which I took.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.